I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with. The showstopper so hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest, it be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone, I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long, pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling, squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion, they see in double, they rushing and pass the shovel, the dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back, never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag, I go full contact, out punch, out kick like a shotgun blast on 1 out snap. It's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, calling audible. Serving up them Hail Marys to the...
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of Horseshoe podcast. And let's go ahead and get into it. We're kind of late on starting up, so we're going to go ahead and get into it, and we're going to introduce the guys, starting with Harish.
Yo.
And next up, we got the, we all call him a silent assassin. We're going to go with Austin Cook.
Yo, what's up? I'm Austin.
I would ask you guys how you feel, but I think we all feel the same since Sunday in that embarrassing game at home. I guess I would ask y'all how y'all feel, but you know what? I don't want to speak for y'all. How y'all feeling about it, since that game? I feel embarrassed, but how you guys feel?
I mean, based on the game, bad, but like based off the news today, good.
I like that. What about you, Arish? I know you've been vocal, and you had an episode yesterday where you spoke about the Colts. How you feeling?
Let the circus continue.
It does feel like that. Who's the clown?
Everybody. The entire organization, all the way, everybody above the players are clowns.
At least I thought, at least you was just named, the guy that,
Yeah. Never would I ever say, never did I think I would ever say Gus Bradley is not the clown.
But we like the group we have.
Out of everything that's happened, and what we thought the season would be and where we are, who would have thought that we would be saying, yep, the defense is the one unit that's actually doing it?
Which they wasn't at first. This was a turnaround for the past couple of weeks where they have played up to standard or up to par, and the offense have let them down. So, like you said, this has been a change of event and created, like you said, a circus. But let's go ahead and get into this episode. Before we get into the episode, we're going to plug in our sponsor, our website at www.fanbattlesports.com, where you can see all our episodes, the articles. You can see the new merch that we added a couple weeks ago. Check out those merch. Get those merch. Support the Colts because we're the best. We're the best team in the AFC South. Go ahead and support us. No, there's no other team in this division that's better. Yeah, we are a shit show, but the other ones are shittier shit show. Ain't that right, guys?
Always.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Colts fall to the Bills. I think all of us going into this game had us losing 34. I had us losing 34-20. I think Harish had 35-20. And I think you had 30-14.
Yeah, something like that.
All blowouts, something like that. 15-point blowout or lead. And that's what happened on Sunday. It was not a good taste coming from that game where, your quarterback turning the ball over. First play of the game, embarrassment. All the way to the end of the game, embarrassment. And it's just a total, it just left a bad taste. I wish we can play again just so that we can get this win. But it didn't happen. Like I said, we fall to the Bills. I didn't feel confident, and that's why. Because I didn't feel confident in having a 39-year-old quarterback who didn't play as well as he did, and I'm thank God for the latest news today regarding that quarterback moving forward. How you felt about that before we get into that? The change of the QBs.
Should have never happened in the first place.
Yeah.
The fact we're even talking about it is embarrassing. Like, should have never went to Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco had 6 turnovers in 2 games. They were crying about Anthony Richardson having 6 and 6. Like, what are we doing?
It's
I
crazy.
don't understand.
And as you guys can see, Shane Steichen named Anthony Richardson the quarterback for Week 11 and moving forward rest of the season. He announced today that he has confidence. He always had confidence in the quarterback, and he thought that since he paid attention to details, the little things, that it was time to bring him back after 2 weeks. Like you said, it's a shit show.
Literally what he said.
Yes, what he said.
That's literally what he said.
That's what he said. That's
He sat down on the bench for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Man, the attention to detail was so great."
Yeah, he said it was the little things, attention to detail that that he needed to raise his level up for the reason why he had to sit for 2 weeks. And now that he said he's learn from those details or improving on details, and now he's ready to be a starter again.
Shane Steichen is a moron. That guy's an idiot too. Fire him. He's stupid. I thought Frank Reich was dumb. Shane Steichen is stupid. If that's literally what he came out to say, no, dude, you didn't change back to Anthony Richardson because he miraculously was like, oh yeah, he figured out how to be a pro. No, you changed because you got clowned by the entire fan base
and the media.
Got bullied into this move. This is not a move that they made internally. Nobody's listening to Chris Ballard anymore. He's basically been axed out of the whole thing. He got clowned. He got bullied into this move by the fans. Nobody cares what Chris Ballard says. He's gonna get fired. The fact that he even, what did he say? Oh, Anthony Richardson's he's shown great leadership. Is that what he said?
Yeah, that was one of it too. One of it, the statements that were made, that he made improvements on that as well, for the reason why they're changing back to him moving forward.
What a clown. You see what I mean? It's a whole circus. They're all clowns.
What you had to say to that? I know Austin was very excited for that. It's okay, Harish. You have the right to feel that way. You have the right to feel that way. Everything you're feeling right now is valid. Gonna turn it over to Austin. What you got there, man?
Yeah, I mean, just whenever it was announced, it was just like Harish said, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. But relieved that we don't have to watch Joe Flacco be our starting quarterback for another week. And actually maybe our offense can do something exciting rather than what we've watched the last 2 weeks. Whether it was Shane Steichen who made the decision, or Chris Ballard who made the decision, or Jim Irsay, I don't know. But I'm just glad that whoever did change their mind, and hopefully this will be the last year of Chris Ballard and we can move on with AR and whoever else. It doesn't, whatever happens, I don't care as long as Chris Ballard's out.
What do you guys want? Do you guys know? I know who I want. You guys know who you would want to replace him?
Well, you know what I said the other day, so I told you the name. After you had a list that you mentioned, I had added.
My number one was decided last year when people asked me.
Reddit. Yep.
I want Louis Riddick.
Yeah,
that's who I want. I would throw that. I would give him a blank check.
Ever since I think last year or the year before, he's kind of shown interest in what the Colts are doing. So it makes sense. I think he would be a good GM for us. I definitely wouldn't be opposed.
You need a guy who believes in Anthony Richardson at this point, and he's shown to clearly believe in him.
Well, that brings to my attention. Did you guys watch the somewhat of a press conference from the quarterback coach? It sounded like he didn't know a damn thing about the development of his young quarterback. He stuttered over the answers of the questions. It seemed like he was just like, just like confused when they asked him, how he feel about development and what he needs to work on, because everybody kept saying it's a process. Every time they ask, James Board or whoever else in the media asks him, asks Jim Bob Cooter, Shane Steichen, those same questions, all three the same question, they all had the same response up until, of course, today that they named him the quarterback one. It just seemed like nobody knew what was going on. It seemed like you said, the media, former players, former GMs, like I said, Pat McAfee was just like, this is a shit show. Like, no, we can't win with the circumstances. And I agree. Nobody knew what was going on. And they forced hands to say, hey, you saying Joe Flacco is give you the best chance to win. And yet he is 0-2 the last two games. He's 1-3 as a starter. Who's winning? Where's the win come from? And then I think after the game, he said that the reason why he's going to start, or the reason why he named him starter, because his veteran leadership.
The dude sits on the bench. That's his veteran leadership. He sits on the bench.
So yeah, that was more confusing for a lot of fans and frustrating for a lot of fans, that you're saying that he's only starting because of veteran leadership. He could have had the same thing in a different role, as like you said, as a QB2, showing the young quarterback how to, not throw interceptions, but how to be a pro. It's just confusing. These last couple of days has been draining as a fan of this team for over 20 years, and just hearing everybody seems confused, and you don't hear anything from the guy that make these decisions, which is Chris Ballard. He's been non-existent. It seems like he's gonna wait till the week 18 and say, hey, I fucked up. I'm the one that did this. And then it's the same stories. But I don't want to get too worked up. I don't want to get too frustrated. I want to get through this episode without, minimum, cuss words come out of my mouth for Chris Ballard and maybe some Shane Steichen. But on a positive note, we can move on to this topic here. And I know Harish will love this. A.D. Mitchell had his best game as a coach.
Finally. I told you he was going to figure it out, man. Liz, he was targeted how many times? 8 times?
8 times and caught 6.
Yeah. Do you know how many drops he had?
Well, maybe 1, I think. I think it was 1. Or 0?
0 drops. He's going to not drop another football. He's figured it out. I told you guys, let that guy figure it out. He's already the best separator on the team.
You know what it is?
I told you guys he was the best wide receiver this team has. He's better than Josh Downs. Josh Downs is a guy that's going to grow into probably a number 1 role because you can play him everywhere. A.D. Mitchell is a better route runner than Josh. Just go look at the amount of separation he can get. That's all you need to know. He's a more concise, consistent route runner. He's got surer hands. A.D. Mitchell could play the X on this team. I'd trade Michael Pittman Jr. in the offseason. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather keep Alec Pierce than Michael Pittman. What a waste of money he was. I was so right about him, by the way. He got paid and he became a bum.
I wouldn't say that. Well, that's another topic for another day. Because he did sit down like you suggested. He sat down and he's not hurting the team.
Well, hopefully we'll see. I'm glad he made the decision. He should have done that.
You're right about that.
Why are you playing with the bum back?
But he was back to full participation today. So
you know what? Now that is strange. It seemed like he didn't want to play Sunday. He did not want to play with that quarterback.
Here's the thing. Either he's faking it because he doesn't want to play with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Or the guy, maybe he's like in his head somewhere and he thinks he has a back issue. Maybe he really doesn't. Could be a mental thing. It's just so weird how it's like he was supposed to go on IR, right, for 4 weeks. 24 hours later, he's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to play.
He's playing for 4 weeks. He's been played those 4 weeks since.
Played those 4 weeks, right? And then all of a sudden, he's like, well, I mean, I know he can't throw the ball. I'm hurt again. My back is still hurting. And then AR gets named the starter again.
And now he's ready.
Yeah, he said he wanted to be out there for AR.
No, I want you to be out there and not hurt your back. And I think Sarah called it out He has a herniated disc.
Oh, you
Oh
do?
no,
Okay.
she was saying I have. Yeah, no, I have lower back issues too. Dude, back issues are not. I've been dealing with this stupid lower back issue since I was in middle school. I'm like mid-30s. It's been almost 25 years.
I'm happy
It's
about
not
this, Sarah.
fun. Yeah. So, dude, picture back, man.
Hey,
Look,
Teresa. Hey, Sean. Hey,
hi,
everybody.
Trevor.
And like you said, I mean, you don't want to. You want him to play, but play at least at 90%, not 70, not 60, because you only hurting yourself. You're not and hurting the team because you can risk further injuries, and then you can that also does not help the team when you're out. Uh, the offense wasn't fluid; it didn't run as good with the man out, but that's the whole offense was ass. Other than JT, JT was the bright spot. He had his 100-yard mark again, but
in the first half,
in the
and
first
then
half.
barely played in the second half.
Yeah, you're right about that. That sucks. We'll get more comments and then we change to the next topic. I am liking Jalen Jones. Yeah, Sarah. He's been turning to a
He
different.
struggled a little bit on
Yeah, he did.
but that's okay. I mean, again, he's played so well. It's just like you're going to struggle. You're not going to be perfect. I like the progress he's made this year.
Also, Shane, like you said today, that our new quarterback one, gives us the best chance to win. And I feel like I heard this before. Have you guys heard that before too?
Clown. That's all I gotta say. It's all clown shit. It's so stupid. All of a sudden, AR. I didn't even watch the press conference. Honestly, like I didn't know there was a press conference, but I'm not surprised.
Well,
It's
of
such a
course.
clown show. It's so stupid. It's so
I think it was needed whenever he announced that he had a new quarterback. He had a quarterback change. So of course they're going to ask him questions. So he's like, you know what? I might well speak to the media or why I changed it back to my my previous quarterback one. Um, and he has the answer for that. I mean, kind of, they asked him some tough questions like, why did you make the change in the first place, or you know, what happened in those 2 weeks for the reason why you're going back. Is it something that because people keep mentioning about the tap out and quitting on the team, possible reason, and really Shane's going to keep everything in house. He's not going to say, well, the reason why he's going to sit 2 weeks because he tapped out and went to the bench. He's not going to say that. He's not going to say that he is inconsistent or he had um, accurate accuracy issues. He's not going to say that. He's going to say the same thing over and over. He's going to repeat himself, and that's a problem right now. Go ahead, Austin.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense how you can say just 2 weeks ago, Joe Flacco gives us the best chance to win, and now he's saying AR gives us I think Sam Ellinger gives us a better chance to win than Joe Flacco, just right now.
facts.
But yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'm just like I said, I'm just glad AR's back at the starter where he should have been all along.
Austin, you got to use some of your silent assassin powers on these Colts, bro. You've been going. You've been way too on the short side here.
He's
Need
nice.
some real emotion.
I've seen him.
Pretend like Shane Steichen is a Titans fan. What would you have said?
I don't know. It is what it is. He's still our coach right now, and whether he stays or goes, I think now that AR is a starter, you can't really get rid of him until they go away from AR again.
Yep.
They go away as a package.
I'm glad they wasted 120 snaps, though. I'm so excited about that.
I'm glad they came to their senses. Let's just go with it. He needs the reps. He plays. He plays just like AD Mitchell did. He came around. He caught 6 or 7 balls. Let's go, Colts. Was it go be AR? Do your thing, and I support that.
Sure.
What did you guys expect for the season? Did you expect AR to come in and start and win 2 playoff games and go to the Super Bowl or whatever? What did you guys think? I thought maybe it was more so developing good or bad habits. I didn't think that we had to go through a quarterback change twice or 3 times this year because of whatever reasons that the coach had or whatever reason that GM had. I don't know what it is, but I was expecting this to happen.
No, I mean the sense going into the year was, you live and you die by however AR is developing. That's how it should have been all along. And then after this year, you go from there. You don't give up on him halfway through the year. Yeah, like that never made sense to me.
I'm really disappointed in Shane because I never expected Shane Steichen to be the guy that would be the one that I'd be really disappointed. I didn't. I never thought that we would be 9 weeks into the year, and Shane is playing circus ball with a developmental quarterback like that. I really like Shane last year. I thought he did a great job of putting us in positions of success. He's done the exact opposite this year, and I don't know if that's pressure because our GM is a moron, which probably could be it. I don't know if that's. I don't know what it is, but Shane is really, yeah. I think Ballard's toxicity is bleeding into the rest of the locker room. So I'm curious to see what a new GM is going to do. So I don't know, man. I just didn't think that Shane. This is how what we would be. I would be saying about our head coach because I really like the guy, but I don't know, man. It's just turned into such a disaster. And after you go away from Shane AR, like he's lost the fan base to me. Like at this point, no, there's nothing he can do at this point to get the trust of the fan base.
Well, see, another thing that Shane made coming today, one I think it was James Board that did he assure AR that he won't be looking over his shoulder to see if Flacco going to be starting again after making that one mistake against the Texans. He's like, no, I told him that he's going to be starter the rest of the year. He had nothing to worry about. It still can maybe haunt him a little bit, thinking like, okay.
He said the same thing about Joe Flacco. He literally 2 weeks ago was like, yeah, Joe Flacco's our starter for the rest of the season. He literally said that 2 weeks ago.
Right.
He's just literally regurgitating the same thing but changing the name. Like, there's not any different.
Well, actually, he did say that in the press conference. Say that he feel confident with every quarterback that he starts. I guess he I don't know if he's just being pressured or because he's saying that he made the call either way. He made the call to bench him, made the call to.
There's something, dude. There's just something funky about. There's something going on in that locker room. There's gonna be a multitude of things. You guys know where I think it all starts.
Yeah.
It all starts with Chris Ballard. This whole thing is his fault, and maybe this move could just really be like a sign that Chris Ballard's out. Like they've axed him out of the equation. He's got no more say internally, and they're just doing what they do it. And that's probably why we haven't heard from him at this point because it's like they're kind of fed up with him.
Well, I am.
I hope that's because I'm fed up. I've been fed up with him for 3 years. So.
I'm gonna get some more comments. That I've been saying that to get him for years. Hell, yeah. So he's speaking of Reddick. Yeah, Reddick. He has to be a coach. He's been itching to be one. He was lost. Let's see what. Do y'all think if Kenny Moore and the others didn't have said in something? Yeah, I think if they didn't, they would have just Flacco would have been a starter. But those him, Quinn Nelson, Zaire, and even like I said, even Pat McAfee or Reddick speaking out. I mean, JJ Watt, everybody, it's like the NFL wants these guys to succeed, except the Colts, which is changed today because it looked bad. When I've seen in the comments everywhere else, I've seen, and it makes sense. You got a guy named Daniel Jones who's been ass, and he plays every Sunday.
And he makes like $100 million a year.
Yeah, he plays every Sunday.
You gave up on an 8-game starter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it makes no sense that you would do that when you got a guy that's being asked in New York, where it's a large media. Everybody's looking at this guy as like, this guy is a bum. He's never beat Dallas since he's been in there. They're like, oh, and whatever. He can't even be his division team that's just as ass as him. But yeah, that's what it was. Lewis Reddick or Adam Peters for me for GM. Yeah, I agree, Sarah. I mean, for years I've been saying Lewis Reddick. It's just that something, something. Valley has something on his organization to where they can't move on from him, either because he's cheap or is he just saying the right things? Is he a smooth operator? Is he saying the right things to Jim Irsay to where he keeps having a job because he sucks? The guy admitted it before the season that, hey, if what I do gets me fired, oh well, so be it. That he lets you know that he don't give a damn, and he didn't make any improvements. We lose a receiver, lose a cornerback, didn't do nothing. You had a trade deadline 2 weeks ago, you didn't do nothing. But you said Joe Flacco give you best chance to win, but you didn't improve anything at the trade deadline. You could have made some trades to show that, to solidify that, to say, hey, we're trying to win. You didn't do that. You stand back for what, all 8 years. I think he made one trade in the 8 years he been GM. He made one in-season trade, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like a minor trade. Of course, it wasn't nothing that was season changing, or game changer. But
Was it Naeem Hines and Zach Moss?
yeah,
Was it the Zach Moss? Yeah, trade. Which
and
actually
Moss
ended up
didn't
being
do
a good trade.
Because
Moss didn't.
Hines wanted out. That was
Yeah.
the only reason he traded him.
I
Oh,
just knew what was going on internally. He's like, yeah.
and I think it was Cap too, though. I think it was Cap. They were trying to get some Cap too. He just got paid about a year or so ago.
Ooh, go back to that Adam Peters thing, because this is another guy that I listed as somebody I wanted.
Yes.
Adam Peters is the GM of the Commanders. That made me so sad. You know how long it took him to turn that franchise around?
Not long.
10 months.
I would say not too long. It was quick.
10 months. We're on year 9.
Yes.
Give me a GM like Adam Peters.
Then they traded like Montez Sweat, which I mean, they still good.
Immediately.
They still
They traded
good.
Montez Sweat last season, right? They build a team. They're like, oh wow, we have we have wide receivers that can get open. They have really large catch radiuses. Let me go get a quarterback that matches my players. Oh wait, there's Jaden Daniels. What do I need to make sure that he's successful? I've got him some receivers. We need to get him a defense. We don't even need a great. It's not a great offensive line that they have. That offensive line is not fantastic, but they do play to the strengths of their quarterback, which goes back to say every quarterback is a system quarterback. It is the GM's job to build the system around the quarterback's strengths.
Yep.
That is exactly what Adam Peters has done. Give me a GM that knows how to do that.
And that's what Eric
That's
DeCosta
why I
doing
want
for
Lewis
Lamar.
Reddick. Yeah, exactly. The Ravens did the same thing for Lamar. They're starting to do the same thing for Justin Herbert. The Texans did the same thing for CJ Stroud.
Correct.
These are all guys. You know who's a good QB that's not doing that for them? Trevor Lawrence.
I was about to say, yeah.
That's what a good QB in an organization that doesn't know what they're doing looks like. I don't even think Trevor Lawrence is that great. I think he's okay. He's good. He's not elite to me, but they also haven't set him up for success, which is actually kind of funny because we lead to success. But
I mean,
that's not our problem, right? That's their problem.
he got paid for it.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be taking a chance with. Yeah, I agree. And you make sense. It make a lot of sense. I mean, look at the Cardinals. They're building their offense around their quarterback. He's damn sure good. Especially adding a top receiver in the draft and M.H. Jr., which makes them a lot better. But every team, not Chase, Joe Burrow. They built a system around him.
The Bengals, yeah, that's another.
The Bengals. We can go on. We can continue. Like you said, Justin Herbert.
The
Chiefs. Yeah, damn sure the Chiefs. Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes wasn't a great quarterback in college. A lot of people don't know that. He put up a lot of numbers, but he wasn't great.
His biggest moments is being y'all that one time. That's it.
That was a crazy game too.
Yeah, that's it. That's his biggest moment. I didn't know
he wasn't great, and he just put up a lot of numbers because the system fit him. So, lo and behold, Andy Reid is a guy that plays that system. So they drafted him and they built around him.
Oh, you say you can't believe anything you say. Anything they say, everything sounds like hogwash. I agree, Sean. I agree. That's all it's been. It seems like they're confused, and we're the ones just finding out what's going on in this organization, we're just confused. If we're going to lose, I would rather lose with a quarterback that is trying to get better. I don't want to lose with a guy that's won a Super Bowl, been playing in the league 14, 15 years, and still throwing pick sixes. He threw it in the playoffs against the Texans last year, threw 2 of them, and got blew out off the damn field. And they said, hey, let's pick them up for $1 million or $4 million. And hey, we're gonna name him starter week 8. And say, hey, he gives us the best chance to win. What are we winning? What are we shooting for? Yeah, the division is still wide open currently because the Texans are losing also. But what are our goals? What are our goals? Because our GM don't know what winning division feels like because he's never done it. He only won 1 playoff game in 8 years. So, I mean, what are we winning? What are we accomplished? Where are we going? That's my question for you, for y'all. Where are we going?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Sean said, I'm so happy with AD. It seemed like AD emergence had to happen because Pittman sat down. It's hard for all those guys to do it all at once. You see, Pierce stepped up because Pittman was away. Everybody stepped up because everybody can get the ball at one time. You see, same thing in Tennessee. Kevin he started playing a lot better when Hops are gone. So it seems like, players are holding the other players back. You only can see one receiver play great at one time instead of all bringing together. I don't know why it's like that with us because we got the weapons. It just seemed like, maybe Mike Pittman holding us back, maybe, whomever. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if Shane can scheme everybody in the same offense instead of targeting one person 11 times. It's just confusing to me. Sarah said back issues are not fun. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think you said that already. We'll move on to our next topic, which is the reaction to the game. Oh, no, it's not. I've been seeing in the comments, did Kenny Moore expose the locker room after his comment, I think after the game, that the preparation, nobody is preparing, and pretty much nobody is playing as hard as the next player. Do y'all think that him speaking his truth or the truth opened the eyes of, maybe the fan base, the other players, the coaches, around the league? You think that he exposed the locker room to possibly the reason why this quarterback changed?
Yeah, I think so. Because he spoke up, he said what he needed to say, and then Zaire backed him up, Q backed him up, Julian Blackman backed him up. Gus Bradley even said, he said what he needed to say. He didn't say he shouldn't have said what he said. And then, the next day or the next few days, AR's announced the starter. So I think that definitely got a conversation started, if anything.
What you think?
Yeah, I'm sure it had some sort of impact to it, right? When you're the leaders of I think this is just, again, a sign that toxicity in the locker room is happening. There's something happening inside the organization, and the core leadership group of the players are sick of it. Kenny Moore is considered a leader in the locker room. He's sick of it. And hey, if one of the leaders is going to call it out, screw it. I'm going to go call it out too. So there goes Julian Blackman. I guess Zaire Franklin, when he's on podcast, he's on. But these guys, once one of the leaders speaks out, it's free game from there. Yeah. I think it's more. I think that was more like, I don't know if it's exposing the locker room more so than it's exposing the lack of leadership.
Yes, I should probably rephrase that more. Did he expose the leadership in this locker room, or from coaching staff, or even maybe from the front office? His words made a difference. Possibly made a difference. We'll see on Sunday if everybody play together and come out with the win. But it helped lead to get his quarterback back in a starting role. You see Josh Downs happy about it. You see other players are speaking about it. They're happy to see the quarterback back. Whether he makes bad plays or makes great plays, it's him developing and getting those reps, which that's what they said when they got him. And so he now have another opportunity to do that on Sunday. And I'm happy that Kenny Moore did that. I'm happy that Kenny Moore did that and caused a chain reaction for everybody to speak out and say, we're not doing enough. And it feels like that. We still, I guess, it was a Texans game, not Texans. What game? No, it was the Vikings and the Bills game where, other games we lost by 6 or lost by 1 score. Something is not right to where you keep losing close games over and over and over. We're not getting over the hump. We're not making enough plays. And it starts with Shane Steichen. It does start with, Gus Bradley. And we can go even further. It starts with Chris Ballard, but we know that he's checked out probably. We cannot even, I don't think we have to mention his name anymore.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about him anymore. I hope he's checked out because I was checked out. So I hope he finally did too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Get back into more comments, and then we'll go with the reactions of the game. Yeah, go with the reactions with the game. We got embarrassed, but one of y'all can go with the offense, and the other can go with the defense, and we'll go. I can just put up the comments while we do that.
Which one do you want, Austin?
It don't matter. What you go, you start.
Okay, I guess I'll take the offense, man. It's just a struggle all around, right? I mean, Joe Flacco, first 2 series are interceptions. The first one is whatever, right? The second one is probably the most frustrating of the 2 because it was a screen pass. Well, how do you get a screen pass? That was probably the most frustrating to me. You threw the ball behind Jonathan Taylor on a screen pass. So
Yeah.
I was honestly, I was like, yep, we've got no shot at this game. I was so sick, so sick. So sick of Joe Flacco after that. I thought the defense. I think the other thing is Jonathan Taylor was really just another game where Jonathan Taylor was just awesome. And when he broke that outside zone run for like 40, 50,
59.
59, that when he ran that ball, I was like, oh, this guy, he's ready to roll. The problem is you don't have any balance to offset that. So now they're stacking the box, right? There's
Right.
no concisiveness within the same drive to like get a couple first downs different ways. This is just one thing I just need to see from AR or Shane in the play calling is like do something different to allow for some variety in the offense now because Jonathan Taylor's cooking. I think he's healthy. He looks really good. This offensive line is blocking really well. I thought that was a very good play call, calling that outside zone. But you've got to do something different to keep the defense on their heels. I think this is an opportunity where you can bring AR back and like a zone read would be excellent. RPOs would be great. Get AR into some rhythm. Get him into some something different and show the defense is something different. But overall, this offense was terrible. Like, I think it was the most frustrating because like there was a couple drives where it's like, okay, Joe Flacco has 2 or 3, like really good throws on this drive, and all of a sudden, interception, fumble,
Yeah.
something crazy. So that's good. AD Mitchell, really, I think AD Mitchell and Josh Downs both looked good in this game, and I thought it was interesting that it happened when Michael Pittman Jr. wasn't playing. So I thought that was an interesting dynamic. So maybe they both play well off of each other. Maybe not having maybe there's something there with Michael Pittman Jr. Not being a leader. I don't know. I'm very interested to see what that is, but he doesn't play, and all of a sudden the both of them go off like that. I don't know if that's a coincidence to anybody else, but to me that sounds like that those. I think part of that is there's there's no pressure of looking over the back of their shoulders, and there's Michael Pittman Jr. But it's also like nice to see because I really want to see what this looks like now. Alec Pierce played well too. All the wide receivers played well, and so it's interesting to see if Michael Pittman Jr. can slot himself back into that. That'd be very, very interesting to see how this. I think this offense maybe starts to finally cook because this offense, if they can just put it all together, can be really deadly. There's a lot of weapons on this offense. So to say that there's no weapons is asinine. There's a lot of weapons on this offense, and so you just got to allow AR the time to put it all together. The Bills didn't give up on Josh Allen, so I don't know why we're giving up on. They literally are compared to be the same type of player who were drafted in the same type of situation that essentially at this point in their careers are literally mirror images of each other. And Josh Allen is out there, putting the Bills in contention every year to be in the playoffs. And they've taken to a couple of championships. So we just got to be patient. I don't really have much to say about that offense because besides the fact Joe Flacco can't throw football. But I was really impressed with the pieces that were around him. I think they're all ready and they're starting to figure out their roles in this offense. So hopefully AR can come in and slot into that.
I agree with what you said. Obviously, anything on that on offense, or you want to go ahead and go to your analysis on the defense?
No, I mean I agree. I agree about the offense. It was pretty bad overall, mainly because of Joe Flacco. But with the defense, we didn't let Josh Allen kill us. We forced 2 interceptions. And they ended up scoring 30, I think 30. But like we played good enough to possibly win this game if we didn't have 3 interceptions and a fumble. But our defense played good. We got to Josh Allen. We didn't let James Cook run all over us. And it may have helped because Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman was out. But at the same time, you got to play who's in front of you. And I feel like they did a pretty good job of that. It's just frustrating to watch the defense, who we all thought would be bad, play good, and then our offense do nothing. And it's happened the last 2 weeks. So hopefully this change with AR, the defense will keep playing hard, and the offense will actually put up points.
Well, some people want to credit that we play against great defenses, but that's where you have a great head coach who's known for having great offenses in Philly and was it the Chargers as well? And it's when you scheme or adjust within that game to make better plays. Like I said, even with no matter who quarterback you have, no matter what quarterback you have, whether it be 39-year-old or the 22-year-old, you have to make adjustments. You have to take the points where he didn't take the points. That's after a turnover that you got. You didn't get the points that could have helped you. I'm not saying win, but could have away the lead that the Bills had. And it seemed like the Bills was not trying to blow the game away. They was allowing us to stay in the game. The game was within reach. Like I said, could have possibly have won this game. The game looked bad towards the end because we didn't take the points. And we went and turned the ball over on down. And it makes no sense. But I think at that point I said he acting just like Frank Reich. Because that's stuff that Frank Reich did that drove me crazy. I'm okay with being aggressive certain times, but don't be aggressive when you're having a quarterback that's 39 years old. He can't escape no pocket. He's going to take every sack from every rush. Von Miller could have had a field day if he wanted to, but he didn't. But they impacted that game. I think it was Ed Oliver had impacted that game, along with some other guys that I couldn't even mention their name, but they had an impact because they kept pressuring Joe Flacco. Even on that screenplay, he wasn't really pressured that bad for him to throw that ball that soon on a pick six where the safety was ready for that. It was idiotic. You on your own 15, 10-yard line. I wouldn't even throw a screen pass that early on your yard backed up already. I would be running the ball to get to at least the 25-yard line and then maybe do that. So that was, a combination of your coach and your old ass quarterback who should sit down and find a retirement home somewhere in Indy. I'm sure they got plenty in the area. AD got more chances. What else? I have Kenny Moore. I love Kenny Moore. I'm glad he spoke out. That's a true leader. I agree. I mean, I wanted Buckner to speak out too, but Buckner, he just staying out the way.
Buckner's just a workhorse, bro. He just works.
The defense has stepped up. Not so much offense. Somebody knows they want to keep their job. I hope that they all want their job, but Gus Bradley probably going to. Gus Bradley and
he's gone too. I don't care. It doesn't matter how good the defense does. He's gone too. Listen, bro, you're the reason why we lost. The first 4 games we did. So
right.
You're out of here too.
They don't care what job they cost as long as it ain't theirs. I mean, that's pretty much the players. I mean, they playing for contract. They're playing for pride. You have to play for pride. You got to play for something. You have to. And that's why Kenny Moore spoke the way he did, because everybody's not playing the same. Everybody's not playing up to their potential. Everybody is, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's behind the scene. But for him to speak out, something is wrong, and I'm glad he did that. That shines a light on the issues that we are not seeing. We're just seeing a bad product on the field. Sometimes it's the defense playing bad. They did that for the first couple of weeks of the season. Now they're playing great. Now your offense played well the first couple of weeks. Now they're playing like ass. I'm just gonna call it like it is. Can we get both to play? I'm not saying elite, but both play at their potential. We can win more games. No matter who it is. I don't care if it's the Lions in 2 weeks. I don't care if it's the Jets with the old man starting. I don't care if it's beating the Titans again, or beating a bad Jags team. I don't care who you play. You got to win. We got some last comments, and we're gonna move to the last 2, and we're gonna get up out of here. Baby see a few design runs against the Jets. Baby win this game and pound and ground. Yes. Our defense was good. Being the offense is so bad, I can't pick the defense apart.
I think there's some gaps. There's some holes in the defense. I'm not. They're definitely not a great defense by any means, but they're definitely a lot better than I expected.
If only linebackers need to wrap up. Yeah, our tackling is horrible. Really bad. It is bad.
Well, if they weren't so busy doing podcasts, they'd probably
All right, we got 2 more. Like I said, we got 2 more. We're gonna get up out of here, guys. What are your predictions for this game? It seemed like at first I would have had us losing because, we got Flacco starting, but now I can change that tune. Yeah, we're playing on a bad turf in New York. Everybody hates that turf. It seems like it's more favorable for the Jets, but the Jets are a bad team. We're a bad team. Who you like in this game?
If Joe Flacco was starting, I had us losing. But now that AR is playing, I think that the team's going to have a little more motivation. They're going to come out and play harder. I think we're going to have like over 200 rushing yards as a team, and we're going to win 24-13.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to see a lot of Anthony Richardson running this game. I honestly think they're going to see more design QB runs, less passing, hopefully more like he might get some passes to like make him comfortable, but I think Shane finally was like, okay, let's see what I'm hoping we get year 1 Shane back, and he starts to put AR in a position to be successful. I think the Colts roll. I honestly think the Colts roll this game. I think they win like
24. 24
now. 24-10. That Jets offense is terrible.
What about the secondary?
Well, I mean, if they're running, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, they do have a bad run defense.
Yep. If AR and Jonathan Taylor are running for 3/4 of the game combined, give Ashton Dulin some jet sweeps. I think that's been a great play to open up the offense a little bit. And just make certain throws. Don't Don't put AR in a situation where he's got to throw the ball down the field 5-10 yards, right? But give him some RPOs, give him some screen pass, make him comfortable, and get like a couple of passes. Not every, and then just throw the ball downfield about 3-4 times a game. Like there's no need to like open this playbook up for a guy that again you're still trying. Some of the play call stuff is like year 2, year 3 starters. He's not really. He's still technically a rookie. He's only started like less than 10 games because he got hurt last year, and then you took him out because you wanted Santa Claus to play.
Yeah, prove a point.
So like just simplify the offense for him. That's really what needs to happen, and I think that's the best way.
I agree. I guess, and both of you guys, I had us losing have Flacco start because I didn't have no faith, and they got a great pass rush. Now that AR is back in the lineup, I see us winning 24-17. It seems like all the games are close. We're just going to keep that theme going. I prefer it to be, us winning by 2 or 3 scores, but it's not the theme right now. It's not our game. Hopefully it is. What Teresa said, good show, guys. It's always a pleasure. Have a great week. See you next time. We'll see you next Tuesday. We had things going on yesterday for us. A different show, and I had my son football game that they lost, but he still was happy. So as long as I was there to support him and help him in his development, he didn't get the game tired. He didn't quit on his team. That's too soon. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But he's happy. But yeah, Teresa, we'll see you next week. Thank you for all your comments and support. You and Sean have been excellent. Thank y'all for y'all support. Y'all for been supporting us for a while, and we thank you for that. But she have us winning 28-21. Sean have us winning 27-17. Teresa said, "I always love to hear your opinion. My Horseshoe family, we love you too." But before we get out of here, guys, we want to talk about this Colts jersey giveaway that we've been, resharing and, promoting for the past couple of weeks. We have a Colts jersey giveaway of any choice of yours. Like I said, you can get Trent Richardson, you can get Josh Freeman, you can get, whoever. I mean, you can get whoever is online. But in order to enter that, to get that jersey, you must follow these steps right here. You must subscribe to the channel, screenshot that you subscribe to the channel, and then either like, share, and repost. That's simple. And then on December 17th, we're going to announce one of the winners for their jersey. But that's how you enter. You subscribe to the channel, you screenshot your proof that you subscribe, you like, share, and you post. That's simple. But we're going to get up out of here. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and plug in our social medias. Starting with her reach. Where can we find you, on social media? You got some things on tomorrow. What you got for us?
Yeah, you can find me I'm at the Uncle Gandhi on Twitter, of course. You can find me here on Tuesday nights with the boys. Sometimes on the AFC South Fan Battle show, since that show's back with our former host back in line, Sammy Football.
Welcome back.
Combination of us are there every Monday, so that's been good. And then Thursday nights, you can find me with my boy Tim Wayne on the podcast. Where this week we talk about how we're going to walk all over.
Yes. Before Austin get into his, I'm glad that we beat our rivalry on Saturday. We beat the hell out of LSU. I was so excited. I was so excited for that. I know you was happy for that, but yes,
I was ecstatic. I appreciate that. By the way, if I was just looking at a stat here. If all the favorites, quote, and Austin, you guys aren't a favorite. All the favorites went out. Alabama will play Texas.
I don't want to see that.
From here until the rest of the season, if all the favorites, the Vegas went out, then Alabama will play Texas in Nevada.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I've seen that last year, and we got our ass whooped.
Where's Austin, just tell the people. I'm confused about what's going down in there at Knoxville. We got a little AR situation there.
What are you confused about?
He said we'll talk about
When
it later.
did Nico get hurt with concussion?
He got hit late in the first half. He didn't go out of the game until halftime. He didn't come back after halftime.
Isn't Georgia this weekend?
Yeah, he's on pace to play. So
I read something. I'm not sure how true it was that if Nico doesn't play, then Georgia's going to put in their backup.
yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know how true that is. So yeah,
If Nico doesn't play, Georgia what?
Georgia don't start Carson back. I don't know why, but I maybe fake.
I wouldn't start Carson back either. I wouldn't start him either. Not against that defense. Not against that defense.
But yeah, go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
And you can find me at Who Is Yasin, bottom of the screen. And you can find us on all the platforms at Horseshoe_mob, your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all the above. You can find us on all those. Run up the numbers. We appreciate all your support. But yeah, have anything else before we go? Before all of us win on Saturday and we get that win on Sunday.
Man, we've only had like 2 weeks this year, or I haven't personally, where Texas and the Colts. That was a nice week. It's only happened once. That was a good week.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Yeah, definitely will happen. Hopefully that happen again. And I don't want to face y'all. So.
On paper, it should.
But
that Arkansas game made me nervous until they said it was 11 a.m. kickoff. I was like, oh, yeah. If it was a night game, if it was a night game in Fayetteville, Austin knows all about that night game.
I think
those are dangerous.
I think we got Oklahoma. We got your rivalry.
Oh, they suck. They're terrible. Oklahoma's bad.
But we're gonna get up out of here, guys. We like I said again, appreciate you supporting us. And like I said, follow us on all our social medias at Horseshoe_mob. Follow us all out, all the guys with their social media they plug in. But we're gonna get up out of here, guys, and we'll see y'all next Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern time. Peace out.
On 1 out snap, it's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch